In July 1943, German and Soviet forces faced off on opposite sides of the city of Kursk in central Russia. Each side wanted to destroy the other's army and take the city. It was the culmination of a year of fighting on the Eastern Front. The Germans had advanced into the Soviet Union in 1941, reaching the outskirts of Moscow by December. But their goal was not to capture cities, but rather to force the Soviets to fight battles like Stalingrad, which tied up large numbers of troops and wasted resources. By early 1943, the Germans had advanced as far as they were going to, and it was time to start taking territory back from the Soviets. To achieve their goal, the Germans unleashed their most advanced tank yet, the Tiger, a heavily armored behemoth, armed with an 88mm cannon. On the Soviet side were the newer T-34 tanks, fast, well-armored, and with a large caliber cannon of their own. These two tank forces would face off against each other in the largest tank battle in history. The battle began with Operation Citadel, a German attack on the Soviet left flank. German infantry advanced through the ruins of villages, blasting open the doors of houses with satchel charges. Inside, they would find entire families who had been hiding there for weeks, sometimes months, slowly starving to death. The operation was a success, and the Germans took the village of Prokhorovka, where they would meet fierce resistance from Soviet tanks. German panzer divisions assaulted the village from three sides, trapping the Soviets in the center. A thick cloud of smoke hung over the battlefield as shell after shell exploded, knocking out tanks and burning others. The smell of gasoline and oil filled the air as thousands of rounds were fired. After 4 hours of fighting, the Soviets withdrew from Prokhorovka, having lost 27 tanks for 22 destroyed German tanks. But this was only the beginning. Over the next few days, the Germans would push further into the Soviet lines, taking more villages and destroying more tanks. However, the Soviets launched a counteroffensive. Pushing the Germans back from their positions around Kursk, the Germans were forced to retreat, having lost more tanks to the elements than to the Soviets. With their armored spearhead broken, the Germans were pushed back to their starting positions. Both sides claimed victory at Kursk, but the real victor was the Soviet Union. Not only did they prevent the Germans from taking Kursk, but they also managed to destroy more tanks than they lost. What's more, the battle marked a turning point in the war. From this point forward, the Soviets would have the momentum and would push the Germans back all the way to Berlin. I hope you enjoyed this episode with a special thanks to my supporters.